So how do you rebuild trust with a people pleaser? When you love someone who says yes, breaks promises, and leaves you feeling confused, hurt, or emotionally exhausted. Because if you've been on the receiving side of people pleasing, you know how painful it can be. You want to believe them, you want to trust their words, you want to keep the relationship, but over time, your body, your nervous system start bracing. You feel guarded, hypervigilant. You stop fully relaxing around them, even when you love them deeply. And here's the truth most people don't talk about. Repairing a relationship with a people pleaser, it's not just about forgiveness. And it's not about tolerating behavior that keeps hurting you, keeps breaking your heart. It's about learning how to create safety and boundaries at the same time. Because when someone is in a fawn response, which is lying and people pleasing, they often agree automatically, promise quickly, and only later realize they don't have the ability or capacity. And if you respond with pressure, criticism, or emotional intensity, their nervous system can go deeper into that survival mode, which often leads to more avoidance, more agreement, and more broken trust. But that doesn't mean you ignore your own needs. And it definitely doesn't mean you stop protecting yourself. And here's what repair can start to look like. You slow the pace of agreement. Instead of asking for an immediate yes, you give space for a real answer. You shift from pressure to capacity, clear expectations, clear follow-through, clear consequences. And you stop relying only on words. You start watching consistent behavior over time. And very important, you start regulating your nervous system first. Because calm boundaries land very differently than reactive ones. I had to learn this hard way in my own relationships with my daughter. There was a time when I reacted from pain, yelling, criticizing, pushing, honesty through pressure. But as I worked on regulating my own nervous system, I was able to say things like this. I love you and I need honesty more than agreement. I'm here for you and I'm also going to hold this boundary. And something shifted, not overnight, not perfectly, but slowly. Our conversations became calmer, clearer, more honest. Repair doesn't happen when both systems feel safer. Not when one person sacrifices themselves to keep the relationship alive. And this is the deeper work I do with clients, helping people repattern subconscious survival responses so they can stay grounded in difficult conversations, set boundaries without shutting down, and build relationships that are not driven by fear of fawning. Because when nervous systems change, truth becomes safer, trust rebuilds through action, and relationship can move out of that survival mode into something more real. So I want to ask you this. If you've loved a people pleaser, what boundaries helped you protect your heart without closing it completely? And if you struggle with people pleasing yourself, what kind of response from others actually makes it easier for you to be honest? Share in the comments with compassion for both sides, because rebuilding trust is not about being perfect. It's about learning how to stay connected without abandoning yourself, even in difficult situations. And tell me, have you ever loved someone deeply and had to learn how to protect yourself, your nervous system, at the same time?